Ever wonder what it's like to be a king without a kingdom? A ruler with no real power? Today, we're diving into the fascinating and somewhat tragic story of AKBAR SHAH II, a Mughal emperor who reigned during a time when the empire was just a shadow of its former self. Imagine this. It's 1806. The once mighty Mughal Empire, which had ruled over vast swaths of India for centuries, is now crumbling. The real power isn't in the hands of the emperor in Delhi, but with the British East India Company. This is the world that Abdul Akbar, who would become known as AKBAR SHAH II, inherits when he ascends the throne after his father, Shah II. From the very beginning, his reign was a study in contrasts. He had the title, the palace, and the ceremonial respect of an emperor. He sat on the famed peacock throne, received dignitaries, and his name was still a symbol of imperial authority. But in reality, he was a king in a golden cage. The British controlled everything that mattered: the military, the finances, and all major political decisions. The emperor was, for all intents and purposes, a pensioner of the British. They paid him a stipend, and in return, he was expected to play the part of a lending legitimacy to their expanding control. But AKBAR SHAH II was no pushover. He might have been politically weak, but he had a strong sense of dignity and duty to his lineage. He didn't just quietly accept his fate. He constantly pushed back against British attempts to chip away at the remaining privileges of the Mughal throne. For example, the British tried to reduce his ceremonial status, suggesting that their officials shouldn't have to perform the traditional gestures of respect in the Mughal court. AKBAR SHAH protested this vehemently. He saw it as an attack, not just on his personal honor, but on the very idea of the Mughal dynasty. He also famously sent one of India's greatest social reformers, Ram Mohan Roy, as his envoy to England. Why? To plead his case directly to the British king. He wanted a larger pension and greater recognition of his sovereign rights. He even gave Ram Mohan Roy the title of Raja. This was a bold move, an attempt to bypass the East India Company and appeal to a higher authority. While it ultimately didn't succeed in restoring his power, it shows he was a man who refused to be completely silenced. Beyond the political struggles, life in the Red Fort in Delhi under AKBAR SHAH II was still vibrant. The Mughal court, even in its decline, remained a brilliant center of culture. AKBAR SHAH was a great patron of the arts. He loved poetry, music, and painting. The famous Urdu poet, Ghalib, was beginning his career during this period and received patronage from the court. Artists continued to create beautiful miniature paintings, keeping the unique Mughal artistic style alive. So, while the political power had faded, the cultural flame of the Mughals still burned brightly under his watch. The court was a sanctuary for poets, scholars, and musicians, preserving a rich heritage that might have otherwise been lost. One of the most interesting cultural contributions from his time is the festival Phul Walan Ki Sair, or the procession of the florists. This festival, which celebrates communal harmony between Hindus and Muslims, is said to have been started by his wife, Mumtaz Mahal, to celebrate the return of their son. AKBAR SHAH fully supported it, and it became an annual event, symbolizing the syncretic culture of Delhi. It's a beautiful legacy that continues to this day. AKBAR SHAH II ruled for 31 long years, from 1806 to 1837. Throughout his reign, he walked a tightrope, trying to maintain the prestige of his ancestors while navigating the reality of British dominance. He couldn't turn back the tide of history or restore the empire to its former glory. His story is a poignant reminder of a major turning point in Indian history, the moment when the old imperial order finally gave way to a new colonial power. When he passed away in 1837, he left the throne to his son, Bahadur Shah Zafar. This son would have the unfortunate distinction of being the very last Mughal emperor, whose reign would end with the Great Rebellion of 1857. AKBAR SHAH II's life was a testament to resilience in the face of overwhelming odds. He was an emperor who ruled in the twilight of an empire, a symbol of a glorious past struggling to find its place in a rapidly changing world. What do you think? It's a powerful story about holding on to dignity when everything else is lost. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories like this. Thanks for watching.